Hi everyone, I am Monique. I am Debronica's mommy. This video is long overdue. I told you guys that I was going to come out and make a video saying how thankful I am to everybody that really contributed to Debronica's cake sale. Now, as we know, Debronica has juvenile arthritis. It's a disorder that affects the joints. She has a lot of pain some other times, depending on how the climate is. Sometimes the climate is too cold or too hot. She tends to feel a lot of pain. Now, Debronica was diagnosed with this when she was 3 years old. And if I tell you that I know what happened really, I would be lying. Debronica fell, and I can't tell you how she fell. I can't tell you when she fell. All I know is one Sunday morning, I was getting her ready for church. And I can remember putting on her stocking. I saw that her knee was swollen. And so I think she went to church a day and came back home. The following Monday morning, I went up to my grandfather and I showed him the knee, and he bent it and he looked at it and he said to me, it's not broken, but probably it is fracture, because it was just getting bigger and bigger. So anyway, I took her to the doctor, and upon carrying her to the doctor, they gave me a band for it and a tube, and I think they gave me some pain meds and stuff, something to rub on it and all of that. But I just think when I band the knee, it made things worse, because when she had the swelling, she wasn't hopping or anything, and then after we bend it, she started to hop on the knee. And from one thing just led to another, going back to the doctor, sending me to do an ultrasound on it and all of these things. I don't remember if I did ultrasound the first time that I went, but I know that I did an ultrasound, and they were saying that it's just inflammation over the bone. I think what she needed at the time was some antibiotic to clear it up, but that wasn't prescribed. I don't know, the situation just got worse, and we're realizing that it was getting worse and worse. And then she started to hop now, and she started to behave different, and I think she started feeling a lot of pain. And when I bring her back, they sent her to do an MRI. And the MRI, I don't quite remember everything, but they were saying that a lot of things was going on in her knee. That was when she got admitted to the hospital in Mandeville. After she got admitted in the hospital, I don't think they were doing what they were supposed to do fast enough for me, and I ended up moving her to Children's Hospital in Kingston. But before that, they were trying to get a diagnosis in Mandeville to find out what the problem is with the knee. So they had needles that they pushed into the knees, both knees, to find diagnosis. And when it came out, they said that they weren't getting out anything to send to the lab. However, she went into Mandeville Hospital with one knee swollen, but when she was coming out, she came out, you have to say, practically can't walk, because I don't know if because of the needles or what, but things just got different. She went into Children's Hospital in a wheelchair. She couldn't walk. And when we went there the night, they did the same thing that they did in Mandeville. They used the needle to pull from the knee so that they could get sample to send to the lab so that they could get a diagnosis. That very night, they did the ultrasound and everything. They gave her pain meds and all that. At this time, I was pregnant. I was pregnant with my second child. And so I was back and forth, but I was around 7-8 months pregnant at the time. I was staying there with one of my cousin in Kingston. And so I would go home at night and come back in the morning. I remember when I saw her the following morning, she was running up and down, and I was like, whoa, because she went into children in a wheelchair. And even though she was running up and down, it was cause of she was getting antibiotics and she was getting pain meds. And so she wasn't in any much pain anymore. After that, she was out of school for a week, and they discharged her the following week. Yeah, I'm just telling you off my head what I remember. They discharged her the following week because she was doing a lot better, and she was walking, and so, but she still had bends in her feet. Like, she walked a little bend. Like, it wasn't like the normal walking as how she used to be. And so, but we were fine with that, because at the same time, as I said, she went into children in wheelchair. She could barely walk. She couldn't move her knee more than so. And anyway, when the results came back, it said that she had juvenile arthritis. She was on the UE medical ward. Like, she'd have to go back and forth for medications and so forth. So she had to go for medications. She had to go for a doctorly visits and so forth. And after that was when we started the therapy sessions with her. We started therapy sessions with her, and things was going well. We were getting her back on track, and she was walking on her, just like she's now walking on the side of her feet. She was walking on the side of her feet then, and so forth. And as I said, the knee was bent. It wasn't as it was like she's now. She couldn't stand up straight. But with all the therapy sessions that she got during those times, it all worked out, and she was doing a lot better, like a really lot better. However, when COVID came in, she was doing some other therapy sessions at the Mandeville Hospital, because we couldn't afford much of the personal therapy. So she was doing the therapy sessions when during COVID, or before COVID, a little bit before. I don't know how to explain. There's a lot of things that happened in my life, and why maybe Debronica is in the position that she is today. Like any mother, I had a normal child. My daughter is normal, but she didn't have any issues. She was born perfect, and there wasn't a day that I didn't get up and post Debronica, because I didn't miss anything. I was always around. I was always taking pictures. She was always that little girl that she passed in Mandeville town and she's waving at people and people is waving back at her. Everybody loved Debronica. I mean, she's a little girl that pulls people in with a smile, with a hug, with just a hello. She's that type of person. And as I said, when she was smaller, I didn't miss anything. Every day I get up, I used to take pictures and I used to post on Facebook. For people who know me, they would know that I'm not lying. I used to post picture every single day. Like, people probably would have been tired of me. And when this happened to her, I stopped. I stopped taking pictures of her every day. I stopped videoing her every day because you know, this happened to my child, and to be honest, there was a phase in my life where I was questioning everything, and I was saying, God, why? Why my child? Why for me pitney? You know? And with all of that, at the time, I have to be really strong because she was undergoing these things, and I would have to stand by her and watch her in pain, watch her go through all of the therapy and the session. Then now, when she's not doing therapy, I would have to help her to do the therapy. And so I couldn't be the one crying and stuff like that. But even though I felt it down to my heart, you know, my baby, she's sick, and I'm trying to help her, but you know, I've reached to the point where Debronica told me, I am wicked. You're wicked. You can't do these things to children. You know, evil. And these things play with you because you're hearing it over and over, your baby telling you all of these things. And you don't know what to do because you're trying to help her. You're trying to get her back to where she was. But at the same time, she's just a child, and you can't really say anything. You just have to do what you have to do as the parent. And I think that was one of the reasons why I just left her. I just decided that, you know, let me just leave her alone and see if God will just miraculously deliver her from this. However, in the space of time, in the space of everything, I'm gonna say there was a point where I was mentally drained, and I wasn't focusing on my child much. I wasn't focusing on the kids as the way I am doing today. And even though there were times I was bathing her off, and she would be in the bathroom, and she would say, Mommy, when God go heal me from this? When God go make me get better? I want to be normal. I want to be like any normal child. You know? I had no answers. I had no answers for her. But I sat there many mornings, and I'm saying, God, how can I take this pain away from my child? If I could just get the pain, if I could just take the pain away, give me the pain and allow her to just live. There was a lot of mornings that I had to undergo that. I think it was most recent that I realized that, you know, money, if you don't do something, no, she's gonna be like this forever. I started telling myself, I said, God, what can I do? What can I do to help my child? And I remember just sitting down doing their hair one day. I could hear the voice just say, why you don't want to cook out? But me I say, cook out? Can't do no cook out, because me have to go have so much things to do a cook out now. I said, do a cake sale. And I started to think about it, and I said, okay, I can do a cake sale. And I'm thinking about it, and the very time I started thinking about it, I called my mom, and I said to my mom, I said, Mom, what do you think about me doing a cake sale? And she said, Monique, because I believe if my mom had it in a way, you know, I wouldn't even have to do anything. She would have taken care of everything as she always do. And as I said, she said to me, anything you do in the Monique is a great help, and I want to see my baby better. I want to see she alright. And anything you do, if me have to help you, me go help you, and we're going to do this and get this done. Believe me, people, when I say, as much as I talked about it and said that I was gonna do it, I was there drawing it out. Like, I was just holding back. And there's a couple at the school that decided to help me to get some therapy sessions done for free, and they got the help. And when I heard, they said that I was supposed to bring her to the doctor and get a referral so that the person could start it at the hospital. Now, when I heard that, you know, I felt good, and I'm saying, okay, probably me not have to go do the cake sale. But then when I said it to the lady, she said to me, she said, Monique, yeah man, still do the cake sale. And so, as I am a graphic designer, I decided to make the flyer. Upon making the flyer, everything just came together on the flyer. I just started to put things down on the flyer. I had 2 pictures for her. I had one when she had her birthday, and I had the one for the school. And I might say, no man, even making the poster, like everything was just falling into place. And even while making the poster, the picture for the school, I used it because I was saying, you know, people would see her and know who I'm talking about and all of that. But just making the poster, it was something. Just making the poster, how it all came out so beautifully, so nice. It was perfect. And I sent it to her teacher, and I was asking if I could just leave some of the tickets at the school so that if people are interested to buy these tickets, you know, I could get some of them sold. I want to tell you guys, when I made that flyer, I didn't have a dime. I didn't have any money to put on the cake sale. But with hopes of my mom helping me, and I have another uncle that decided to say, I was telling him about it, and I was saying, you know, a time now for we do something. And he said, anything, you know, because he called me mama. He said, anything at all, mama, anything. When you're ready, I'm here for you. And believe me, these are the people that help me on a daily basis. Because you look at me every day and you think I am strong. I am strong in God. I am strong by God's grace. I know I'm strong, but you know, sometimes you need people around you to encourage you, to tell you that, you know, everything is going to work out, everything is going to be fine. People to just say, if you need a helping hand, I am right here. And to tell you the truth, when I put on that cake sale, I had no money. I had no money to do the cake sale. And I believe all of this was just manifested. Everything was entirely by God's grace, because how can somebody just get up and say them I go do one cake sale and them not have no money? Yes, I was depending on my mom and my uncle, but at the same time, I wasn't looking at anything big or humongous. I was just looking, you know, if I get a push start, then that would totally be fine. Because that's all I wanted. I wanted a push start for her to start the therapy sessions and to get it done. I want to tell you that when I sent out the flyer and it started to go viral, people started to repost and people started to reaching out, donations started to come in and so forth. It has been a huge help a huge help. When I say it has been a huge help, and I am so grateful to every single one of you who, if you just saw the flyer and you just posted the flyer on your page, or you just posted the flyer on your WhatsApp, or just sharing it on any social media site, just telling somebody about it. You don't know what you did for me. You don't know how much you did for me. And I am grateful. I am thankful to God. I am thankful to all of you who really donated, who really showed effort in coming to support. Because sometimes our pride make us not wanting to beg. Our pride make us not wanting to ask for help. And I struggle with that. I struggle with asking for help. And so I believe that everything that happened, it wasn't by me, but by God's grace himself. But by God. God did everything. When I said everything, I mean the flyer that was put out, the date that was changed. Because me making the flyer for the 24th of February, I thought, it would give me some time to gather some money so I can put this cake sale on. And when I look at it, the school wasn't going to be able to do anything in Lent. So we had to change the date. The same day, I had to change the date. So I changed the date to the 9th of February, and I was looking at it, oh God. But if I change the date, I'm not going to have enough money. But I just started to work with the flow. Everything, when I got encouragement to do this, I just started to work with it. The people in the group that reached out and do it on the Friday because you will get the sale, or do it this day, and I just followed everything through as it was. To tell you, when I started to collect donations and and the ticket monies and everything, all of these went into helping Debronica medical wise. She needed a new pair of glasses. She needed to go to the doctor. She needed to do a full blood test. She needed all of these things. And I didn't have the money to get it done. But I know that she needed it done. And so when the donations came in, I took from the donations and I started to get these things in order. I started to help her to get the medication that she needed and all of these things. And believe me, I was saying to God, but there must something for the cake sale and money can dip into it. But I heard when God said to me, like, I heard a voice say to me, but it's still going towards her. Regardless of what you're doing, it is still benefiting her one way or another. And as I said, I went on getting everything in order, and believe me, it all worked out. The day before I went to buy the cake, fast forwarding through everything, the advertising and all of that, the day before I went to go and get the cake, my car got wrecked. They pounded my car. I just stopped at the liquor store in Mandeville to find out about the flavored beers, how it's going to sell and all of that. And after that I went around to a printing shop to get some shirt printed, and by the time I came back around, I couldn't find my car. So I went into the liquor store and asked them, I said, do you see a little orange and a fit here? So and them say, police come and take it up. And I'm like, so what do I do now? And he said, you have to go to the police station and tell them. And so, let me tell you people, when I say everything that happened was by God and God alone, every single thing, because I know that this was not going to go smooth. I know that it wasn't going to go very smooth, because I believe that the enemy has been fighting for a long time, and it was in order to draw me closer to God, to draw me closer to God and to depend upon him to help my daughter. And I finally realized that, because sometimes things happen in your life, and when things happen, you draw away from God, and sometimes because of all of what's going on, you blame God. Yes, because there was a time when I was blaming God and saying, you know, why you can't heal me, daughter? Like, I've been praying, I've been begging you to just heal her. But you know, I started looking at the situation a different way. Throughout all of this, I started looking at it a different way. I started saying that my daughter, she is a testimony child, and I started believing and having faith that everything is going to work out by God's grace. I started to trust God more and pray more, depend upon him more. And believe me, it had done a lot for me, because as I said, these things happen so that God will put things in place so that you see him. You realize that it's his doing. And I started to look at the situation a different way. I started to say, my daughter is a testimony child. We don't know why this happened to her. You know, we don't. And as I say, it's a situation so that I believe that God is going to deliver her, and she's going to come back around okay, and everything is going to work out. Because how all of this played out, it was nothing but God. As I said, going back to the car where they wrecked my car, found it at the pawn shop. The very morning I woke up, I had devotion, and I was there. And you know, in the mornings I would get up and I would look after the kids for school, and I would give them the breakfast and stuff. And my smaller daughter, she don't normally eat her breakfast, and that morning I could hear my phone just going off, like just a ping, like, you know, when Instagram I go off and somebody I like one whole heap of your picture, I saw the phone was going off. And when I went there to look at the phone freeze up. But with freezing, it was saying, take a moment to pray, take a moment to pray, take a moment to pray. And I stand there and I look at the phone, and no matter how I'm trying to open it, it's not opening. It's just there saying, take a moment to pray. And I stopped. I went in the kitchen and I was walking and I was praying. But while I was praying, and I was just asking God to take over and just take full control of my life and just lead me and direct me, I realized that praying in my mind wasn't helping, because the phone was still going off. It was saying, take a moment to pray. And so I started to rebuke the devil. I remember I just started to tell God thanks for all that he's doing for me. And I started to just cover my children and all of this. When I finished bathing, I went to my room. I saw Paris. Paris came to me with her plate empty, because normally, you know, she don't eat up her breakfast. And I remember even that morning I said to God, I said, I'm like, Paris, eat up her breakfast, because every morning are the same thing. And she take out a plate and she run come to me. And same like how she run come to me, and she was running back to the kitchen to put down the plate, she turned over on her face. And I thought, you know, you must lick out your teeth. And I took her up and I said, the devil is a liar. He's a liar and a thief. And he's a destroyer. And I thought that was it. I thought when it said take a moment to pray, I thought when Paris fell, I thought that was it. But then when I went to Mandeville and they took up my car, I was humble. I walked over to the police station and I spoke to them, and they gave me a ticket for parking in non-parking zone. And then I went to the place where they said that I went to Kingsland. It was in Kingsland. And upon going to Kingston, I searched my pocket because we taking the car, they took my handbag, everything was inside of the car. And I had almost probably $1,200 in my pocket. And I don't remember if it was $1,200 or $200. I'm not gonna lie, but the money that I had in my pocket, I was saying, yes, it's going to be my fare to pay to go to Kingston. So when I go to Kingston, I'm going to try to get my handbag. I remember the morning when and just like I went to the taxi stand, the taxi say, come man, come. And I tell him where I'm going. And there was another taxi man, and he said, when he asked me where I'm going, he said, no man, you have to come with me. And the man put me in the front of the seat. And I sat there, and my mom called me in the morning, and I started to just tell her about what happened from in the morning with the take a moment to pray thing and everything. And upon doing all of that, I think the taxi driver, he overheard my conversation, and he brought me over to Kingston. And when I reached there, before that, because I don't want to miss out anything, before that, as I said, I think I had $200. I'm not sure if it was $200 or $1,000 and $100, but there's a man that came to sell me chocolate, and I told the man, no, I don't want it. And when I look, I saw another woman come with the same chocolate, and I realized, Monique, you haven't eaten anything from morning. Just buy the chocolate. And so I took out the money and I bought the chocolate, and just like I sat there, I ate the chocolate. And I want to tell you, that was the only thing I ate for the whole day. It was the only thing, and I think that was the only thing that kept my sugar level up, because I wasn't even hungry. After I ate that, I wasn't even hungry or anything. But I went over by Kingsland, and when I reached there, the taxi man said, that's all right, baby, you can't just go on. And he didn't take any fare from me. And when I went in there, I tell them about the car and everything. They say yes, it's there and everything. And I sat there and I waited, and I was there thinking, probably me now get by the car, me have my daughter to pick up, me have the cake for go buy tomorrow, and all of these things was running through my head. But at the same time, I was saying to myself, I'm going to just be humble, and I'm just going to go with the flow, and I think God just helped me to just sit down and relax and just allow him to work. I was there just singing, just mumbling a little 1 and 2 gospel songs as I sat there. Even one at a time, someone passed by and said, where they dead yard? I said, no man. And he might say, sound like I sing one song where they sing like a dead yard. I said, no. He said, we are sing one worship song, man. And I say, yes, I'm singing a worship song. I don't quite remember what the song was, but yes, I was singing. And I sat there and I just keep on going until they started to look after me, and they sent me to go and pay a fee for the truck at the JN, and they were telling me all of these easier way to get the things done. So I did everything that I was supposed to do, and I went up back to the police station, and then I went to the authority and I get everything. Upon I reached to the transport authority place, I realized I can't find my license. Mind you, I had my license throughout all of this. And this was going into probably to 4 or after 3, around 3 o'clock after 3. I couldn't find my license. I walk. I searched. I go back to everywhere to find the license, and I couldn't find it. I searched my bag. I threw everything out of my bag. I don't know where I didn't look. I lose my license. And I was saying, look at that. Now I finally get back my car. Now I don't have a license. I'm supposed to go to Kingston tomorrow. What am I gonna do? I went in back to the police station and I explained to them, I say, I'm having a cake sale for my daughter tomorrow, and I need to go to Kingston and what can I do to get back my license? And then the person, he said, it's not that you don't have a license, you have one, but you know it's just lost, so you have to go and get a new one at the tax office or something. And they were explaining to me and telling me, so you know, in the evening I went home and I told my friend about it. My friend Audrey, she was gonna come with me, my best friend, she was gonna come with me to Kingston the following day. And I said, you know what, but Audrey have license, man, so make Audrey drive and we just sit down and do whatever. And I said okay. Following morning I went and I picked her up, and we both decided, say, yeah, we're going to go to Kingston. From going to Kingston, I remember that I stopped by the school and I got a cake for her. I got a cake from a teacher, which I want to say thank you, special thanks to that teacher who made the heartfelt cake. I'm going to insert it here to let you guys see. I hope I have it in my phone, because believe me, I've lost some stuff and I'm praying that I have that picture. But it was a heartfelt red velvet cake, and I want to say special thanks to that teacher who took the time out, to make the cake for me and her, to make the cake for Debronica. I really, really do appreciate it. And as I said, I was in the car with my friend, and I told her I'm gonna check up all the money that I have. I picked up some money from the school, and with that I would check everything that I have. And so when I picked up the money from the school and I checked all that I have, mind you, my car got wrecked, and the money that I used to pay all the fee, I ended up paying $28,000 that day to get my car back. And it was from the donation and the ticket monies that I was collecting. It was from that. And I was like, God, you see, I know, say, me need this money to go buy the cakes and all of these things. And this thing is happening to me. But at the same time, I just started to believe God and whatever he's doing. And I remember counting up all the money that I had in my bag, counting up everything. And when I counted, I got $134,500. And I put it in a JMB bag that I had. And then I had a little mash, and I was saying to myself, I can use that to pay the toll and so forth. So I put it in the car right at the front, at the cup holder, and we went to Kingston. When we went to Kingston, my friend had a card, and so when we go inside, and so we just started picking up cakes, and we pick up the things that the cake going to, and all of these things. I never took up a cake and put it back down and say, no, I'm not take this cake because I couldn't afford it. I told you I was just taking up cakes. I was taking up cakes. In total, I took up 23 cakes. I took up 23 cakes with the clamshells. Yeah, the clamshells and so forth. And let me tell you, when I went to the cashier and the cashier cashed everything, when I go back and I can look on the receipt and I can tell you everything came up to $134,500. It was in the morning, I was bathing, I was saying to God, I said, God, don't let me take up more than what I'm supposed to. Don't let me put more than what I'm supposed to. Or everything that I do, just let me do it by your grace. And I ask him to lead me and direct me. But sometimes things happen and you're still marveled as how it happened. And I said, I had to look up to God, and I said, God, like me, I wonder if real, because you see that happen, and you believe and you trust God, but you did it. Still, I wonder, say, is this real? Everything Every single thing was by God's grace. I was sick. I was coughing like crazy. There is no way I would buy those cake and come home and be able to cut them up. When I reached Mandeville, and I heard a voice say, call them at home and tell them that you're coming. And so I called them at home and I said, I'm coming. All I know we need to cut up the cakes and stuff. Alongside my friend's mother, I came home and they started to cut cake. I didn't have to cut one slice of the cake. God assigned people to cut the cakes. Because I was coughing, I couldn't be over the cake. I was coughing like crazy. Only thing I did, I print the things that I post on top of the clamshells and I was pasting them on it. That's the only thing I did. Upon them cutting the cakes, I realized some of the cakes were smaller than some. But you know, it's hand cutting, so everything wasn't going to be perfect. And I was there and I was saying, God, multiply it. Multiply it. And allow these people that when they buy them not to complain, but let their bellies be filled. I was praying over the cake. I found myself praying over everything that I was doing. I said, I don't want any cursing. I don't want any grumbling. I just want people to realize that they're doing this for a special cause and how grateful I am for them doing it. The following day, when I tell you, I said God assigned people for everything. He assigned people for everything. I could not have done this by myself at all. With the people who helped me in getting donations, in getting the tickets sold, I could not have done it by myself. And believe me, I just want to say a big thank you, a warm thank you to every single one. I will not call any names because, and it's not that I don't know names, I've seen the names and I know who and who helped, but I'll not call any names. I just want to tell every single one, the teachers who came and the teachers who helped, I want to say thank you. Thank you, and thank you a million times. Thank you again for everything, because I could not have done it by myself. And when I say God assigned these people, I believe with all of my heart that He did. Because even on the day, the parents that came to help, my uncle and my uncle's two wives, that they were there with me, you know. I didn't collect. The only money that I collected was the ones that I go out and I did probably some delivery. That's the only thing that I collected. And when I came back with it, I was giving them the money. I was giving them the money to hold. Someone was collecting for donations. Someone was collecting for the cake sale. They were writing this down. You know, one of our closest friends, daughter, she was there. They were writing down. They were doing all of these things for me. Let me tell you, I could not have done it. The tents that I got was donated for the whole day. Every single thing, you know, was, when I say everything was by God, everything was by God. In the middle of the day, I received a call from another donation, another person. She said, Mother, I don't want any cake, but I want to purchase 5. She said, if there ever comes a person that is in need of this cake, or they don't have the money or anything, I am paying for it for them. This was an anonymous donator. And upon going to collect the money from this person, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this video, but you spelled my name incorrectly. And I still got the money. I couldn't text you back to tell you that, you know, thank you or anything. But I want to say thank you. And I still got the money, even though you spelled my name correctly. So I believe even with that, it was by God's grace too. Because you know, I said them now give you the money and let your name correct. And you know, I said sometimes you go to places, the man them say because your name, if you miss one letter, they don't want to give you money or they don't want this. Let me tell you, say, I got the money and the name was incorrect. And I couldn't text back the donator nor anything. But I received it anyway. Who could it be but God? Everything that came into play was God. Every single person that was there was by God's grace. It's not a me asking, it's a me telling you that every single thing was by God. Again, when I say everything was by God, you remember I said I didn't have a dime for this cake sale. I want to tell you guys that the donation was what I used to put on the cake sale. So even when they were writing down and telling me that, Monique, you have to check it up back, because you want to make sure, say, you make back your money. I didn't have any money there. I used the same money to donate, the donation money to fund the cake sale. And then I made it back. Believe me, it was surely a successful event. I couldn't imagine anything. All I said to God was, anything you do for me, I would be so grateful. And he showed me that. When God is in it, when little is much, when God is in it, he knew that I would be contented with whatever he gave unto me. And he made sure that the money that I got, every single case of the flavored beers was donated. I didn't have to go into my pocket to buy anything at all. Everything was donated. Who could it be but God? Guys, I just want to tell you guys a big thank you. Debronica is now undergoing her therapy sessions. For the first part, she was a little terrified. She was a little terrified about, going back into it. But because she's taking the medications and so forth, it is not so hard on her. No. All I can do is just pray for her. This is not done. It is not done. And I am still asking you guys to continue to pray, to continue to help, to encourage us, because sometimes that's all we need, a little encouragement to continue to believe, even though we do, and we are trusting in God. I trust God with my heart and entirely. I love God with all of my heart. And I believe that he's going to deliver my daughter. I believe that everything, I see her speaking to people, speaking to nations after nations, and telling people how God has been good to her. I said to myself time and time again, I said, if I was in her position, I would probably be miserable. For her to get up in pain every day, I have to carry her on my back. She can't carry her bag inside like a regular child in class. I would probably be a miserable person if it was me. And she's an inspiration. She's perfect. If you see her today, you will not know she's in pain because of who she is. She's always smiling. She's always positive. There are times when she gets into the mood where she's not, but most of the times looking at her, seeing her move around, you will not believe that that's the little girl that's in pain. What I love about her is that though she's in pain, she tried to do things by herself. She tried to do most of the things by herself. And it's great. It's great to watch her try to help herself regardless of the pain that she's in. And I'm just thankful to God. I'm thankful to God, and I'm thankful to all of you who donated, who shared, who just said a prayer. If you are out there and you just prayed for me and prayed for my daughter. I told you guys that I lost my license, right? The night before the cake sale. Because I lost my license the day before when I was supposed to go and get the cakes. So the night before the cake sale, a lady called me. And Jolene, if you're watching this, I tell you already, I tell you how grateful I am. She found my license. She called me the night. I don't know how I don't remember how she explained how she get my number. And my license have my full name and everything. But I do not have a page that have my full name, my Facebook, nothing at all doesn't say my full name. But somehow this lady found me and gave me back my license. She was destined to find that ID. I don't know how. She said she herself don't even know how. Because she said she was just walking and she just looked down. She don't even know how, she just looked down and she saw it. When she saw it, it just seemed like an important thing. I have my license today. And it's all because this lady found it. It's all because God showed this lady my license. And she didn't stop until she found out that I have it. And I am so grateful. I'm so thankful to her. I'm so thankful to God. Because I also mentioned, I said the devil is a liar. He's a thief and he's a destroyer. And when things are going okay, him can't watch we are. He can't be if he say we happy. He can't be if he say we are laugh. And throughout all of that, he wanted me to feel discouraged. He wanted me to give up. You know? But here I am today telling you guys that the event was a successful one. A very successful event. And I would be lying if I told you that I didn't make enough to put Debronica out there for a while. It's a while, and I am thankful unto God. I'm thankful to him because, as I said, all I needed was a push start, and I got more than that. And so I am thankful to everybody who helped. Every single one. I am grateful to you for just sharing, for just helping in any way possible that you did. I am so grateful. Thank you guys for everything. And I'll be showing Debronica. I'll be showing her journey moving forward in therapy through YouTube, and I am currently creating a TikTok. So probably if you guys follow enough, or if I get enough followers on that page, I'll be able to go live one of the sessions and let you guys see what she's doing. But for now, follow her YouTube page if you want to keep up with her therapy sessions. I'm asking you please to follow and subscribe to her channel. She has a channel, and if you want to see how she was when she was smaller, when she was 3 before she started therapy, you can watch her videos, and there are videos there that I spoke about her life and the story of what happened to her. So you can go there and see it. But as I said, guys, everything was by God's grace. I believe that the cake sale, the flyer coming to where every donation was given, to them pounding my car, my ID, my driver's license being lost, the cake sale being a successful one regardless. Everything was by God. And I am entirely grateful. I am so grateful to him. Thank you guys for everything. I don't know how much to thank you guys, but I really do. And if you are out there and you're not a Christian or you don't believe in God, please, it is time for you to trust him, for you to believe in him, and to know that there's a God, and the world is coming to an end. And if we don't make our way right with him, we will perish, and I'm telling you, it's time to give your heart to God. It's time to believe in him wholeheartedly. Get saved, going to church, because there is no other way. I don't think there is no other way. I know there is no other way than to trust God. And that is what I am currently doing. I am currently trusting him with all of my heart, all of my being. Because every single day, more and more, I can see how all of my life has been a living testimony up unto Christ himself. And I am just grateful. I am thankful. I am grateful. Every day I get up and I am grateful. Every day I get up, everything I'm doing. I tell a lady one day before, I said, if I was about to jump into a pothole and I didn't, it's because of God. I believe that it's because of God. And if me did drop in at the pothole, it's because of him. Because we got to understand, God allows and God disallows. And forget his work done to prove him, to know him. He's gonna do things that we see him, we acknowledge him, we know that he's there. And so I believe all of this that happened with this cake sale was a testimony for the lady that prayed for me the night. It was a confirmation or a clarification just to say to me that God was in this. She prayed for me and she said to me, Mother, I can see you in your bathroom crying, wanting to take away the pain from your child, and you don't know how. She said even the cake sale flyer that you made, you didn't want to make it. I don't know if she remember what she prayed, but when I was listening to her, because she was even speaking into tongues, there was nobody. She don't know me. She don't know my child. And when she prayed for me, I could feel the presence of God came down into my house, came down into my kitchen. I was sitting down in my kitchen. And believe me, I started to cry. I broke down into tears because there's no way this lady could have known that I was sitting in my bathroom crying and just wanting God to give me the pain instead of my child, to take away the pain. I don't know how to take away the pain. And when she said some things to me in that prayer, as I said, I don't remember if she remember what she said. But when she said these things to me, I know God was speaking through her. And as I said, thank you, thank you, thank you for every single thing, each and every one. I am entirely grateful. And do have yourself a wonderful day. So this is day one of Debronica going into therapy session. She was a little terrified, you know, of everything. But basically, we didn't do much on day one. They just did most of the paperwork, writing down from when she started feeling the pains and you know everything that was going on with her. So we didn't do much for this. But she was crying all through the time. However, as we go through this video, you will see that this is just day one. So they were just taking down notes really and stuff. But it scared her for the most part. And I guess with prayer, she'll just continue to believe in herself and know that we're gonna get through this. But you're there. No, you're not there. You're not gonna need that therapy. I don't gonna need therapy. Guys. Mommy, they have them medicine. So let me show you how strong you're going to get. Yay. We're going to get one. Debronica, don't. You don't have to cry. Look here, look at me. Deb. Look at your new shoes that you got. Look. That's not important. Come on. Oh, yeah. No, Mommy, it's not going to hurt. Tell her about it. It's not going to hurt. No, you may just wipe your nose. Sorry. So serious. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt. And it's not going to bleed. If it bleeds, we're going to get pregnant. Nothing is going to bleed. They're not going to cut it. They're not going to do anything. It's okay, Mama. I love you. Hold me up tight. How are you feeling? A little busy. Yeah, a little busy. They're not gonna do anything to harm you. I'm not gonna let anyone hurt you. Alright? But you're on medication that's reducing the pain. You understand? Do you understand, Mama? You're not gonna feel so much pain anymore. Alright? Then this year you're gonna get strong. You see? Paris is showing how you're gonna get strong. I love you. Breathe. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Baby, everybody over the world is praying for you. and cheering you on because we can do this. Alright? Alright? What about the wheelchair part? Yeah, she's not gonna get hurt, no?
Yeah. No.
Hug up sister and tell her she's not gonna get hurt. We're in this together. Come. Alright.
Don't worry, Dad. You're not going to be hurt. If you get me hurt, you have to go to the hospital.
Relax. Why? Why? Why you can't relax? Yeah, be normal. It's not gonna happen in one day, Debronica. It's not gonna happen in one day, no. We're going to practice and do the therapy until we're back to normal. Alright? Okay? Look at me. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You know how much pound you weigh? Tell them how much pound you weigh. Tell them. Tell them how much pound you weigh. How much feet pound you say you weigh. Them. Look at me. How much feet pound you say you weigh. I told you find something. Feet and pound. You hear? How much pound they say you weigh for the scale? Huh? You don't tell them? Alright, but don't tell them either.
Yeah, tell them.
Tight, look how uniform tight. Look there. Now a new uniform now. Should it carry something else you put on?
So you see, we are so affected up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then we do so I can grab my leg and then we drop hot from my body with the alarm code. That's what I'm being laughed to.
You must be careful and mind not hurt yourself.
But it wasn't that hot. It was just funny and everybody in the class was laughing. Well, some of them because some of the children were outside playing when they're not supposed to because it's time to go outside. And I started telling Tadina first started laughing like donkey. Oh, my stomach hurts.
Sit down, you just need to relax. What? Want to use the bathroom?
I want to put food. I think you will feel better.
Alright.
No ankle mobility.
So your ankle now work?
So the ankle supposed to can go in. Make a circle with your foot.
Debronica, make a circle with your ankle. Like turn your feet. Carry your foot.
Just down yourself.
Turn your foot into circles.
Circle. You see? Side to side.
Mommy did the scratch. Mommy.
It's just alright. The doctor just checking.
Sit up.
Hmm? Yeah, one little bit she have you will already have corn.
Press down your knee. Press it down flat. Come to you. Good, that's how you turn. Just reach for your toes on you. Press it down, press it down. Press down your knees. And your knee bending, straighten it. Straighten it, straighten it. Breathe. Don't hold your breath, breathe. Alright, relax. Alright, rest off a little bit. Here, Debronica.
Mama.
Lie down and sit up.
Alright, stand up, Debronica. Stand back yourself, stand up.
No. No.
No, I'm
What
not
is?
sure I have blood pressure or sugar.
Me have pressure with you, me go after.
Can you have to go everything?
Then if you look at me and tell me.
Deonica, sugar, will you get away?
Making hyper.
Alright. Oh, you miss it. Next week.